It's May the 16th, 2014. I just wanted to document the progress of these Muscadine grapevines I've set out. This one is about a year or so old. 2 years, I guess. This is the second season. And it's making some good progress down the line. That's one of the younger vines I've set out. That is a black beauty, black female muscadine. This vine is a little further along and actually putting on some muscadines this year. They're still making progress down the wire. I have a 2-wire system. And see if we can see some of the little bloom clusters. Here's some right in there, little bloom clusters. There. Light may not see it too well, but I got several lines of these. This is a black beauty, female black muscadine grape, and supposed to be one of the best ones out there. I set these not this past winter, but the winter before, and last summer they did real well down the line, making progress. This is an Isons, a black male, which is very purported to be a very good muscadine grape, and it is full of clusters of bloom clusters, so it should anticipate that it will be making a lot of fruit. Look at it, it's just loaded with big look at this right here. It's just has a tremendous amount of potential fruit, and this is a male, so from what I read, it takes the females a year or two more to come on than the males. And this has just been a learning process. I've learned as I went along a lot of things. If I knew later, I would have done it different to begin with, but some things you just learn by trial and error. But I'm pleased with the progress these are making. This is a Darlene, a bronze female muscadine. It's made some traction down the wire. I have these blue growth tubes that Isons Nursery recommends, and to boost the production, the growth. This set just a few clusters, so maybe we'll get a sample this year from this, and then next year these females at this stage will hopefully be full like the male. We got some tomatoes and other things, pepper, squash there. This is a line I set well, 3 or 4 years ago. These are Cowart. They tell me. I bought some from locally from Tifton. Then after later I ordered some from Isons Nursery. And these are probably in their 3rd or 4th year, and they're just loaded. These done fairly well last year. These Cowart, and they are a very good black male muscadine, a pretty good size, and they're showing the potential to really put on a large crop this year. They're just when you eat one of these, it's just a burst of goodness. And these I got at Bob's Flowers in Tifton, Georgia. So this whole line is the Cowart. You can see they just loaded with bloom clusters, which will open soon, and then from there the grape will appear. I know in my interest in learning about the muscadine, I've enjoyed, several videos of other people that documented their vines, so I thought it'd be something good to do for my own benefit, for later reference, and also for others. Anyway, I'm just going to move along here. This is the ticket. Cowart Black Self-Fertile Muscadine. That's that line. It's a nice line of grapes to have, because they are good. And here's another line. This one is a early fry from Isons. These are the ones I set the winter before this past winter. And this one was broke partially in the shipping, and it did okay for a while, but then it eventually died, and it had to cut it back to the ground, and it made its way back up to the wire in the same summer. So this is the second summer, and it's on the move, so hopefully we'll get down the wire with it. There's no fruit on it, but the early fry, that's one of the better bronze female muscadines. I picked out what was purported to be the better recommended vines, and that would mature at different times of the season, so have more fruit all along, or fruit at different times, This is this one in the middle is a late fry. It's a male bronze muscadine, and it is full of bloom clusters. We should get a large amount of fruit off of this vine this year. You can just see it's loaded with them. I've got 2 wires to try to maximize production. This Cowart is run on 2 wires. This big one, and it's run further than even the 10 foot on each wire, and I can't see where the production is hurt any. Maybe the bigger nurseries, that's the 1 wire is the ideal way for them to manage a big vineyard. But here I'm on I can do it by hand, and I don't mind stooping or whatever has to be done to utilize my space. It's full of muscadines. late fry. I got these tomato cages just propping it up for the time being. I'm going to put another steel rod or a T-post there near that plant. They're ideally, I learned later, that they're ideally set within a foot or 16 inches of a post, which some of them are near a post. But this one's not, so I'm going to put a steel post here later while it's in a dormant condition and not in production. This is a Supreme, which is the biggest and best Muscadine according to Isons. So it's a female black Muscadine. It didn't quite make as good of headway down the wire this past year, but maybe this season it'll fill this wire up. It don't have any fruit on it. This line is one of the, maybe the first ones I've set out. And I bought these from Ty Nursery, and this was my learning experience. This one finally put on some last year, and this year it's just loaded. This is a Carlos, I'm pretty sure of that, and it has loads of bloom clusters this year. I had asked for Carlos and Fry, and well, the first vine that finally produced, they was very slow about doing that, was this vine here. And I've got this set close together, too close really, but it is, just have to work with it. But this vine is a purple grape that is not too big. It's a smaller grape. It's not nothing. It's not a Fry or Carlos. And when it gets ripe, it's a good flavor grape, just not too big in size. And this other one is a Carlos, I'm convinced. But this is a productive vine. It's just not, I don't know what it is. And it convinced me that I needed to locate a more reputable nursery to get my vines from, if I was going to have any more. Anyway, this here is putting on for the first time, and this is probably 4 or 5 years old. These have been very slow about getting down the wire, but this one and one on the next line is putting out. This may possibly be a Fry. I'm hoping it is what I've asked for and was sold supposedly. These clusters are a little smaller, or somewhat smaller than these others that come from Tata, so that leads me to believe that it'll be a bigger grape and possibly the Fry Muscadine, female bronze Muscadine that I want. This is a black Sugargate from Isons Nursery, and I bought it late last. It was already toward the spring when I decided I would buy a few more, which is not an ideal time, but I went ahead. And it's showing it didn't make it a lot of progress last year, but it looks like it's going to go this year. Maybe we'll get down these wires. This is one of those from Tata. It still hadn't put on any fruit after about 5 years. But you just bear with it, I guess. Here's a little one I've just set out this past year. It's a pineapple. Actually, I layered this off of another one, and I'm gonna start it. I gotta get the wire in place and all for it, and get it going. It's a lot of learning as you go along. This one here is a grafted. When I grafted, I grafted this to this wild vine, and it took. I did probably 50 or more, and 2 of the 50 took. I was in hopes that I'd get, have success with grafting them. I got to get this on a wire. I've just been clearing this area to try to bring in more sun here, but I cut these oaks off and just left them. They'll stay alive, and I'm going to use these as posts to string across the wire there. And if these wild ones would take, this is real sandy soil here, and it's just full of wild vines. That's why I was all over my property. I was in hopes that it would be more successful, but then I got these new varieties of vines, and they're doing good, so I'm happy with that. And this is a new one that I layered off of some of the Isons. I don't even know what it is. I'll just have to wait till it produces to find out. This is one from Tata that still hasn't produced. That back there, that is another Sugargate. It's got the black tube. I've got the wire going to the oak tree. It goes down. That's some of the last ones I've done. This is I believe a fry that I layered off of some of my friends of vines. It has the appearance of a fry. As far as I know, it could be another variety that it's an old vine because they set those out in the 70s, so I'm inclined to believe it's a fry as far as I know. So I will have a fry with it. This is like this one that I spoke of from Tata that is putting on for the first time clusters, and I'm inclined to believe that it's a fry. It's last year and this year it's showing some good production and growing, and it's pretty well 10 feet or more this away and that way too. I have back here is a sweet Jenny from Isons, and it's making good progress down the wire. It was set late last year, so we didn't get no fruit there. This is a plum tree here. This is one of those yellow plum trees that's gonna prove to be in my way. But anyway, I have a mind to go on out this way with more vines as I layer them off of these that I have. So that's a look at the vineyard. I have more layered here and there all over the property that I layered this past summer. So I figured just let the land produce something that is good. Sandy soil is ideal condition, and I understand that by the fact that this place is covered in wild muscadines, some big as round as your arm. And so that's a look at my little vineyard, and I'll make another update later.